Music's greatest songs. Worth covering. Original classic hitmakers.
Now, when you're listening to this beautiful acoustic guitar version of the song I'm going to talk about, you think it's going to be really sweet and sort of easy listening and laid back. And indeed, it is. But when you're talking Motown, you're not talking kind of just generic guitar that you might hear while you're going up in a lift 5 floors and you're just taking an easy ride to the office. Actually, what I'm going to play is Smokey Robinson and the Miracles version of I Second That Emotion. And there's going to be all the bump and grind and the grit and the funk and soul of Motown, that era in the 60s where all these incredible songs came out of the same sort of music factory, and they were all incredible. Diana Ross came out of Motown, so did, as well as I'm going to talk about, Smokey Robinson, The Temptations. Oh, there's loads, literally loads. And it founded this baseline for music everywhere. The song I'm talking about has quite an interesting story. So I Second That Emotion, 1967. It was written by Smokey Robinson and Al Cleveland. These two together wrote the song, and it charted for Smokey Robinson and the Miracles as a song. They did well in 1967. However, it was a bigger hit for Diana Ross and the Supremes and the Temptations. They were also on the Motown label, and they released it at a later date, and they had an even bigger hit with it. So actually, wherever you've heard the song, it might not be the version that I'm going to play, which is the original that you will have heard. You might have heard Diana Ross mixing it up. The song origin's quite funny. Apparently, one morning, 1967, Al Cleveland and Smokey Robinson are out shopping together. Sounds quite funny. And they're at Hudson's in a Detroit department store, just hanging out. Robinson found a set of pearls for his wife, apparently, Claudette. And he said, they're beautiful. To the salesperson, now I'm just trying to work out who said it. No, it might not be the salesperson. He said, I sure hope she likes them. Cleveland then added, I second that emotion. Both of them started laughing because Cleveland had committed, now, I didn't know this word till I started researching this song, malapropism. Malapropism. You know what that means? It's when you get the word slightly wrong. So what he meant to say was, I second that motion. And he said, I second that emotion. So they're both laughing. Obviously, they're both word masters. So they're both roaring with laughter, thinking this is really funny. And they were completely inspired to write a song using the incorrect phrase. And that's how this song came about. I second that emotion. So the song is basically about, if you listen, it's about a guy who's in love with a girl. But the girl is she's so over trying to fall in love and find someone that actually she just messes guys around and she won't really get involved anymore. And he's basically saying to her, listen, if you feel like loving me properly, I'm totally in and I second that emotion. But if you're not, I'm not, kind of thing. And that's what the song's about. So that's what you're going to hear. You've got all kinds of lovely guitar riffs that are very, very famous in this song. Part of them were done by the regular Miracles guitarist, called Marv Tarplin. He was there, but a couple of them were done by the session musicians that have been brought in, and Smokey Robinson went, I want you to do it like this and I want you to do it like that. And so he's actually responsible and held responsible for some of the guitarists that you're going to hear. But this song was just one of the big tunes that they just seem to churn out amazing songs, Motown. And everyone's heard of them. And this was just a monster hit all round, and then of course covered. Now, funnily enough, you like a band called Japan, don't you, Hass?
Japan. We
play that song, Big in Japan, and I'm sure that's by the band Japan.
No, I think, I don't know what the band's called. Oh my God, Big in Japan.
Isn't that by Japan?
Is it? I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Just Googling right now.
It look really bad if you Google Japan, and it's not.
Big in Japan, Big in Japan, Big in Japan. I love the record. I believe it's from...
You're going to say a different band? I really thought it was. Because Japan, the band, covered it. They were a British new wave band.
Okay.
And
no, it's not. It's Alphaville.
Amazing, Alphaville. That's really funny. Okay, ignore what I said just there. I'm glad I'm so up on my musical history.
Japan is a British band. That's what you're saying?
Are they? British new wave band.
That's funny. They're called Japan.
And they're called Japan.
Wow, that's funny.
And I thought they sung that. But they decided to release a version of this in 1982 and it died. I mean, it just did nothing.
Oh.
No one even bothered with it. And they'd had quite a few big hits at the time, but no one bothered it. But of course, they have to kind of admit that they did it. So don't bother listening to that. We're going to listen to this. This is the Motown version. It is the original Smokey Robinson and the Miracles on Pulse 95. It's the music greats. You won't hear anything like it anywhere else.
If you liked this episode of Yalla Home, drop a like and subscribe.
95.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram for all our daily updates and top stories.